The top of the leaderboard right now, Jack, is insanity. Saf, Vivid, Bizzle, Kaizui, Pearl, Tfue. Even beyond that, you have Peyton, everybody else. The list, everyone's very close.
Yep. That can be used to flip any bad scenario into something that's winnable, right? One good shot can save a game with that pump shotgun.
Well, when Fortnite decides to add an epic level pizza to the game, I'll have to ask you what your go-to first item is.
Pepperoni.
See if it changes. But until then, Marksman, Vivid, a 1v1 we've seen that feels like every single game. We're going to this first circle closes.
Nate Hill taking on Dementos. Nate tries to fight for the high ground down to just 3 HP, and this just looks like an unwinnable situation. What can he do to try to reclaim this one? No shot. Nate goes down. Kind of a quiet tournament from Nate, if I'm being completely honest. And now look at Dementos' inventory. My goodness. The legendary assault rifle. You've got the epic rarity pump shotgun. Yeah, it's only a gray SMG, but for the most part, a ton of shields, 200 health, and already 800 materials. Dementos sitting pretty in Fatal Fields.
With 7.4 coming back, Jack, the Clingers have been re-added to the game. Grenades are gone, and I'd like to take a look real quick here. Jay Cuddy with those Clingers. He's sitting on 6.
Stop.
And 1, 2,
Stop.
Ziff goes to sleep.
Stop.
A back-to-back Clinger. As Jay Cuddy gets a 50 HP.
Yes, he's spinning around, but he's not making any footstep noise. Dopeye could walk right on up here, and Aiden can catch him off guard with one clean pump shot. I think he's going for it. There it is. The pump comes in. Dopeye now panic building. Aiden's plan has worked to perfection. You can tell he's used this so many times in Tilted Towers. Now bringing the strategy over to Grandma's just outside Salty. Dopeye caught in a bathroom. That's not a fun spot to be in as he is just trying to stay alive. Aiden putting the pressure on. You gotta think the end's near, Lupo.
Right now, Aiden just looking for any opportunity, going for potentially a wall replace. I have a feeling Aiden's trying to burn out any materials Dopeye may have left at this point, but Aiden sitting on only 6 small rounds, and that's almost all he's got left.
And
the push out from Dopeye.
That was Dopeye's last build!
Is.
That was Dopeye's last build. That's why he did that. He had no other option but to bring the fight to him. Sorry to cut you off there, Ben. I was trying to make sure I got that the info. Our director on the bottom right of your screen, Tfue actually already up there, but it's very small, I know, on that mini-map, but look at how many players have already claimed that top Viking area to try to hold there for the rest of this match.
In the middle of that fight, Takata, while he's taking shots, you saw him kind of jumping and flicking backwards to see if there was anyone behind him that was going to take a shot. He knew he was in a pinch situation, especially because just by taking shots, even that one right there, he does kind of signal to everybody around that he's, he's out here. He's ready to take some shots, but he's going to get shot at himself. Takata now stuck in the storm. The siren, any shield he can pop off here. The last second, he's going to try and go for it. The quick double edit. He owns as much of this material as he possibly can. He's going to jump behind Takata, try and get the shots as Takata's rotating away. That tack shotgun's going to be key here. It might only be gray, but if you can get the job done, and it doesn't, Jack. It doesn't.
Doesn't get it done there. Takata able to earn that elimination. Still over 170 HP, but the zone ticking for 1 right now. 3 campfires, though, Lupo. Shouldn't be too big of a deal with this damage he's taken.
On top of that, he's got the mobility of the redeploy. He's got a launch pad. He might be deep outside the zone, Jack, but he's got the ability to move in, and he can keep himself alive with ease. He just has to worry about getting gatekeeped on the way in. We'll have to see if that happens or not. Meanwhile, Snobby Shores, maybe one of the less visited POIs during this event here at Secret Skirmish, but right now, Fulmer, 2 eliminations to his name already. A number of players still out here with him. We'll have to see how many of these surfaces he's about to take ownership of. You see a lot of players knocking these down as low as possible, sometimes even finishing them and replacing quickly, just because ownership of even one surface can mean the difference between a player pushing in on you inside a house and you keeping them at bay.
Electing to hold on to some of these explosives over picking up the likes of the hand cannon, but now sees a suppressed sniper and decides, hey, this is a tool I want to have to maybe catch a player off guard with a quick headshot.
See if he can catch Vivid on rotation here.
Vivid. Okay, he's boxed up.
Right here at the edge of the zone. Fulmer, the dynamite, going for a big throw here. Knocks his own structure down, but it's not a big deal. Builds back up quickly. Sees that Vivid is going to rotate in. Build that little box on the right side of your screen there. Curious if he knows if Tom is on the inside of this building. He's got to hear him at this point. The jump and the sprint around in the bottom floor. Fulmer, an opportunity. If he picks up this elimination, Jack, that's 3. That would make his first point for this game.
Yep.
It's the last game. Might be time to go for those points, my friend.
He is right on the edge of the zone. Devious now just above. What he doesn't know is how weak Devious is. So he's going to be getting pushed forward. Catching him off guard! Devious not hearing the footsteps. Beautifully played by Fulmer. And Ben, you mentioned it. That will now put Fulmer at 3 limbs. 1 more point earned.
Going to swap that suppressed sniper out for a heavy. The ability to knock down any given wall at any time is absolutely massive. Take advantage of that. We saw in the duos a number of times yesterday. The heavy snipe into Rocket is a big combo for these players.
Jay Young. 128 builds now, too. Near max materials.
The rift all the way in the back as rotations are going to start. Fulmer's going to go for the high ground. That quick edit and reset on the pyramids during a climb. Very, very important to take note of that because it is a double layer on the floor below or above. On top of that, they switch it to a ramp to get some elevation, then reset it back. It's so clean. The ability to rotate in, move, or gain elevation so quickly like that. Key strat to take note of.
Still just sitting up top. Tom in the building, Karos and Dementos in a fight. Karos very, very good. It's a great shot. Dementos did win it. Okay, I was going to say, geez, he was down to, what, 7 health when he got that limb. Karos nearly made that happen.
I don't know if you watched that, but the build count literally flying from almost nothing to full. He was at 150 as it ended, which is the cap right now.
And there's so many more mats left. See, what I want to see here is him begin to build towards this next zone, tunnel on out, then come back for the materials that are there. I think that's what he's going to do once he heals on up. But that's what, again, separates the differences in these players in these lower material modes. Well, now I should say, with lower materials now across Fortnite, right? It's no longer a mode with lower materials. Now everyone's playing on it.
Those pop-up cup rules are all over the place.
You'll love to see it.
Saf, your current leader, sitting all the way up top, and we're 50 players eliminated at this point, halfway through.
Saf is still here. I mean, brilliant, brilliant performance from him this weekend, no matter what happens. Definitely, if you pick an MVP, you got to think it's him. For what we've seen up to this point, both players wind up taking this rift, Vivid and Fulmer. And you know what? If I'm Fulmer, I'm more than happy with this, right? I get a free rotation, didn't use one of mine, and I get to avoid fighting one of the best players in the world in Vivid.
See where they land here. At this point, landing on top of another player's structure might be one of the only options. Fulmer's going right next to Sofa. He's going to build up the tree, causing a little bit of trouble.
I think he regrets landing in this tree. Look, you could, like, it's just awkward. The trees are just awkward to build in and fight around. He's going to break that down right away.
That's free materials at least, but yeah, it really makes things tough. You could even get caught off guard just by a strange angle. Somebody could hit a shot through between some branches. Building is very difficult. Lana, Sheep, Punisher, Sofa, and Fulmer all on your screen here. 49 players remaining as this circle is getting ready to finish closing. It's got 36 seconds left. And what that means is the next circle is when things start to move. Players are going to be forced to rotate no matter what. And I think a little bit of chaos is going to cut loose, Jack.
Chaos will most certainly cut loose. We're at the halfway point. Let's check in with our pal Sundown.
Thank you so much, Courage and Looper. We're going to catch 6 elims that we might have missed here. We're starting off with Schmeck versus Overpeak. Overpeak low. Schmeck recognizing that at the 177 HP. Dives in, and actually a really good trade from Overpeak, but not enough. Paytech versus Tfue. 2 of the young gods. Paytech makes sure he lands the boogie bomb, and he's following up. He sees Tfue dancing, boxes him in, drops around the side, edit. Right as it runs out, he puts the pressure down, but he owned the wall. Tfue, nothing to do, and he throws a little default dance in there too. You talked about it, how it's last game. Postek here has a beat on him, but sometimes those nerves get to you. Those Rift to goes down there, he's going to try and fall down to one, but you have to be conscious. You only had 13 HP. You can't fall that far. Just misses the Rift. Now into the battle of Tilted. Triggy able to get some good shots on Slavix. Slavix tries to rotate away from Deuces, but he's going to get picked off. Triggy then recognizing that's there. Deuces gets gifted a little bit of loot. They're both trying to close it out, but Deuces is going to make immediate use of that blue pump that he picks up. Going to drop down, edit the 150 shot, and he follows it back up with another 150 shot. Really well played from him. Now we're going to check out Cease, the only one earning a point, places the ramp, and then the edit. That was so clean, setting up 1 point going into late game. Has to be happy with that, but now let's get back to the chaos.
Brilliant Sundown, one of my favorite additions of the Secret Skirmish, has been the mid-game updates to catch on some of those moments we may have missed. That's the last one for this weekend. Props to all of our great analysts. It's been an honor working with you guys on those segments, but now back in the game, 43 players remaining. One of these half-in, half-out zones where it gets real hectic. Lupo has kicked in, and you can hear the riffs going off in the background.
Everybody's got to move to the southeast side of the map. 30 seconds until this finishes closing. We have 42 players remaining. Fulmer sitting on 4 eliminations. A 5th would mean another point for him. Trying to push as close as he can to that top 10. Trying to earn points there as well. Takes a little bit of damage. Rowe also at 4 elims. Cease and Deuce is both sitting on 3. So there's a collection of points going out for our players right now. But Fulmer just above an opponent underneath. Meanwhile, Rowe, mentioned moments ago, the only other player at 4 elims, looking down from above, seeing if he has any third-party opportunities, catch anybody rotating. But he only has 41 rounds left, Jack. If he sees a chance to take a shot, it is not going to be one that is a toss-up. He's not going for anything lucky, my friend. He's going for a guarantee.
Yep.
On top of that, he didn't really have to worry about an up-close push. His swap weapon, that green suppress SMG, he has plenty of ammunition there. He's sitting on 300-plus rounds. That's not a big concern. It's the long-range game that's going to be a problem for him at this point. It looks like he's just going to bide his time. He's got that edit open on the pyramid, and he pushes out during this rotation. The Storm starting to apply pressure. We'll see if Cloak, up to his top left, takes a shot. He doesn't, but that rotation is going to have to happen there. And Rowe actually might be waiting to bait Cloak out, catch him on the rotation himself.
He's saving a ton of materials right now. Gets in another fight. This could be for another point right now for Rowe. Gets the high ground for the moment. Drops on down, whiffs the shot, whiffs again. Oh, these edits, no! That is heartbreak. That is heartbreak, and you see the reaction. That's one where I think we just saw a little bit of the nerves in the main stage kick in, Lupo.
A couple missed edits and a whiff shotgun shot cost him the game. Deuce is here, 3 eliminations. Fulmer now creeping up to 5 of his own. That's a second point. Trying to make his way to the top of the leaderboard that you see in your bottom right there. Fulmer, your current elim leader for this final game, but he's out of builds. 90 HP, 17 shield, and he's getting lasered from his front left up above 41. He's going to have to knock the wall out. He might not be fast enough to get past the Storm. He is 11 HP. The jump shot, 104. The opponent's still alive inside the box, and they edit down, and he gets him. Fulmer goes down to Germ.
Tough moment there. 12 players left, 11 players left. You see just how weak Linane is on the left side. Germ turns and burns onto him. Top 10 now, top 8 as players are dropping like flies. You see the zone continuing to shift. Now over to Germ, just barely misses that heavy sniper shot. These are the final moments of the Secret Skirmish as Daxor takes down Germ. No surprise here, Bizzle in a wonderful position to potentially take this game. Not many materials left. 3 elims so far. A quick little tag on the player above. No materials. He's got to drop on down. He's looking for the way to take as little fall damage as possible. He's made it to the low ground. He's skating around. Shot comes in. A limb for Bizzle. Turns on the player above. That's it! He deagled the floor! He hand cannoned the floor!
Are you
and the
kidding
player
me?
drops! Bizzle with the victory! I think he's saying 2 victories today. Oh my goodness. Wait, that was 2 in a row. Bizzle won the last game too.
Back-to-back
That's
victory
why he's
royales.
saying 2. Unbelievable from Bizzle. Here it is again. It's Vinny up top. And watch this timing. Bizzle, hand cannon. Goodbye to the ramp. And that's enough to drop him to his demise.
Just before the wall goes up, this last
Look at
second
this.
shot.
Oh my goodness. It doesn't get much closer than that. 2 games, he wins both. Here it is, 12 total points, $60,000, and the title of Secret Skirmish Solo Champion. Saf, my friend, brilliant job between yesterday and today. Vivid, he's had a couple off events as of late, but guess what? Right back up towards the top 3. Tfue, 7th place there. Honorable performance from him and a bunch of other up-and-coming players you see all around. Expect to see more of them in the days moving forward.
It's good to see a list like this, too. You have, here's your top 20, by the way. 72 Hours, Blind, Zayt, Ghoul. Tons of names that we've seen a number of times.